the advice that you get from your doctor is you should eat 6 small meals a day. And I'm here to tell you that that's not only the wrong advice, it's actually the exact opposite of what's the right advice. If you do the opposite of what your doctor says, you'll actually be in not too bad a shape. Here's what I mean by that. I don't actually enjoy doing videos to beat up on modern medicine. The truth is, the modern medical system, while it's terrible at treating chronic conditions, is a magic miracle of healing when it comes to emergency conditions. So I don't like guys or people who also try to position themselves as, oh, we're so smart and modern medicine is a bunch of dopes. And the demonizing of modern medicine is kind of dumb, because in my thinking anyway, what it really means is that either you're being dishonest or you don't actually appreciate what it's good at. What it's good at is pills and surgery. But if you have a chronic digestive problem like acid reflux, well, you've probably taken enough pills to know that that's not actually a good approach for chronic digestive problems. And surgery is always risky. Like, who wants to have surgery? I mean, there might be a place for it. Some surgeries are tremendously successful, but if you can avoid it, right? I mean, it kind of makes sense to put that off and try to avoid it altogether, especially if healing your chronic digestive illness is actually just a matter of understanding a different method, a different approach, a different way of thinking about your symptoms, your health and illness. And that's what I'm teaching you here in the Pivot Protocol. That's the whole point, is that you get a completely different understanding of what your symptoms mean, how your body actually works in a way that empowers you, right, to do something about it. Now, when most people find this, they think it's the most incredible thing, just like I did. But there's really nothing that mysterious about learning to read your symptoms at a really deep level so that you really know what symptom is being caused by what organ, what mechanism is at play there, what is causing this, and then to figure out how all that works together. And the reason I say it's easy is because ancient medical systems do exactly that. And so my tremendous good luck was to stumble upon an opportunity to educate myself with a shaman, if you will. Not really, he was a curandero. He was like a guy well known in the town who had just mad chops at natural healing skills. And he didn't play the new age shaman kind of thing, even though he easily could have, because what he was doing was really logical. It made good logical sense. And I picked up on that right away. And so I had a 9-year apprenticeship with him. And in this time, I really also got really good chops on how to heal without using pills. My focus became digestive illness because I was so sick at the time. But almost anybody can learn the basics of this system and just put it to work for you. And so when I say that you will be better off, actually better off, like measurably better off, if you do the exact opposite of what your doctor tells you about your digestive illness, what I mean is this. One of the things that you hear when people have metabolic disorders like diabetes, syndrome X, even digestive disorders like reflux, where the advice that you get from your doctor is you should eat 6 small meals a day. And I'm here to tell you that that's not only the wrong advice, it's actually the exact opposite of what's the right advice. For most people, if you have a digestive problem, a digestive disturbance, resulting in something very garden variety like acid reflux, which is so common when digestion breaks down. Part of what's going on is some of your organs are completely exhausted and they can't do the work of processing food. You put food into your body and it has to do something with that food, and instead your organs are so exhausted. The image here, like picture you just ran a 10K or whatever you would consider a really just crushing workout. You just swam 18 miles to shore, after a shipwreck. Right? And your body is so exhausted, you can't even pull yourself up on the sand, right? Like, picture your body at the end of its endurance. Well, if you can imagine that, especially if you've ever felt that as an athlete, say, and you know what real exhaustion feels like, imagine your digestive organs, 2 specific organs, well, 1 specific organ, your spleen, being so tired that it has no possibility of doing its job, none. And so you eat food, and right away it develops into this big ball of stagnant mush, and suddenly you have reflux. But if you get your spleen to recover, your body deals with that backlog of food stagnation, and you heal instead. Okay, so when your doctor says eat 6 meals a day, it's bad advice, because what you want to do is rest this vital organ, and you don't do that by eating constantly. Obviously, if there'll be advice like, hey, eat 6 meals a day, if that ever helped anybody and actually worked, right, nobody would be sick with this stuff. The reason it doesn't work is because it's based on the exact, it's not based on any logic at all, right? But it's based on the exact wrong idea of how your organs work. What I'm teaching you in the Pivot Protocol is some very, very good ideas about how to think about how your organs work so that you can start to piece your health, your life, your digestive health and life back together, okay? And that's what I'm doing for you in these videos. Another classic piece of bad advice from your doctor is, you have too much stomach acid, take this acid blocker and block your stomach juices. Your stomach acid is the strongest single secretion that your body produces to help break down food and protect you from infection. So if you're blocking stomach acid, you're heading for massive problems. Are all acid blockers bad all the time? Not if you know how to take them. So I teach you this inside the phase 1 material. It's very important. If you're gonna use an acid blocker, only use it this way, in a way that helps you recover. It helps the recovery process. Don't take acid blockers to block your digestive juices and then, cause poor digestion. That's insane, right? That's exactly the opposite of the right idea. So you wanna strengthen your digestive system when you eat. You don't want to block it. You want to rest between meals and not eat 6 times a day. This kind of step-by-step approach for most people dealing with digestive illness is so superior to anything that, not just modern medicine, but also the new age crowd, right? That wants to sell you a new supplement. I don't sell supplements. I probably never will, although there's some pretty good herbal formulas that some coaching clients may do well with. And so maybe I will talk about that, but not in the pivot protocol, because you don't need it to heal. You really don't. You can heal your digestive system, and if you know what you're doing, you can fix this without pills or doctor visits or tons of expensive supplements. Okay? The last thing I want to tell you on this video is I do have a new group coaching. If you haven't signed up yet, you should check it out. This is where you and I actually talk live once a week. You send me some info ahead of the call, and then we jump on and we talk through some of the obstacles that you're dealing with. The number one obstacle to healing, using the pivot protocol, is just learning how to apply it. I'm aware that this is tough for people who work and you got kids and you're busy and you don't have time at the end of the day to commit your brain to something. This makes it so easy for you because I'm talking to you, but I'm also teaching the other people on the call, and you get really familiar with the logic. So your questions, you start to have answers to your questions before you even ask them. Once you know the basic fundamentals, the principles of how you get your digestive organs working together again, the rest is details and a little bit of time, right? But learning how to apply this method quickly is what is the point of that's what the group coaching is all about. Okay, so I encourage you to check it out. There should be a link below this video. Okay, don't do what your doctor says. It's not only a bad idea, it's the exact opposite of good ideas. Okay, learn the pivot protocol. You learn better ideas for how to heal and recover, but also how to keep your body well for the rest of your life. Okay, thanks very much. Click below.